Loving what you're watching? Don't miss a moment of Einstein's disease or any of your favorite Now Media TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access to our full lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Spanish. Prefer to listen on the go? Catch the podcast version of the show right on the Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv. From business and breaking news to lifestyle, culture, and everything in between, Now Media TV is streaming 24/7, ready whenever you are. I am Kenzie Turpstra. Welcome back to Einstein's disease. I'm a co-host with my friend Greg Ellers, and today we are joined by Kimberly Dymond from K Dymond Consulting. And so far today, we spent a lot of time asking Kimberly a bunch of questions, mostly about what she's an expert on, which is recruitment, and also getting candidates placed in new positions. But right now, I want to learn more about Kim. And so, Kim, how did you get to starting K Dymond Consulting?
Well, I've been in recruiting for about 18 years now, and I started in the agency environment. It's where I got my first in, and I did multiple different segments, such as engineering and IT and accounting and finance. And I did the agency run for a while, and then I got approached to work for a company that needed to build a recruiting team back in 2011. So that's how I stepped into the corporate space. So I stepped in there and I built them a team, and they had a very aggressive hiring process for a customer of theirs. And so I did that for a few years, and then there was some transition. So I went to a different company, and I basically the last lost track, I think 10 years, I've been working for Fortune 500 startups, private equity companies, doing talent acquisition, so recruiting on anything from the corporate environment to the field environment nationwide. So I have been, I've I've even recruited radiologists at one point. So I've done a lot of recruiting in different aspects. But again, right now, the last several years, I was in that environment. The organization had some transition. I decided at that time that it would be a great time for me to start K Dymond Consulting. So I launched it about 14 months ago. It was on my mind to do for some time, and it just seemed the right time to step out and do that. And since then, it's been great. I've had people that I've worked with in the past reach out to me, so I've been able to assist them with recruiting efforts this last year, and it's been going ever since. So I don't just do recruiting. I also help with interviewing. I help companies if they want to set up processes. I'm happy to help them set up a recruiting process. I'm happy to help them vet systems. I've worked with many systems, and I know a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, a lot of expensive ones, a lot of inexpensive ones. So I'm here to consult and help organizations if they need to build that out, or if they need some, assistance on what they should and shouldn't use. So those are the various things that I touch on at K Dymond Consulting.
Gotcha. Great example of life isn't linear and you never know where you're going with it. And so, in the last 14 months, you said since you started K Dymond Consulting, has there been any moment that you just absolutely were not expecting? Something completely out of left field that you never imagined would have come out of this endeavor?
Now media.
That's a great example, truthfully.
How has Now Media and your company, how do those overlay for you, Kim?
Well, it gives me an opportunity to meet great individuals like yourselves, to learn from you as well. So it opens up the networking for sure, and I also get to learn. I've talked to some tax individuals. Joe, I've met Eric Hines, who has a wonderful leadership training and development program. So it's been great meeting the wonderful talent that is within Now Media, and so I'm looking forward to that continued interaction, and hopefully it will develop into some business opportunities as well. So that's how you can't know enough people. So
It's all
No,
about who you know.
that's absolutely the case. So when you think about your business and that transition, and working towards building that business, share with the audience a couple of the defining decisions that made that transition from working in the corporate to where you are. What was it that was it a personal risk factor that you said, I'm ready for this? Was it people that you were your existing clients or people that were confidants of yours said, you've got this. This is a great opportunity for you. How did you make that transition, Kim?
Well, I got to a point where where I was working, and this is no one's this is not negative. It just is what it is. I was looking for more. I wanted to do more than just recruit for the open positions that they had. Okay, I wanted to expand. They didn't have the capability or the interest in facilitating that. So when they were looking at downsizing, which I could see was coming, then I said, I'm gonna, I'm just gonna step off and give it a shot. So, with the hope that, I would gain some momentum, and I did, and so far it's been great, and I don't regret it at all. I'm, just keep plugging along. Like, I've met great people, I've got new clients, so it's been a great experience. But again, it was just I'm just going to step off and see where this goes. I mean, so.
And so, and to that point, and I think it's really important because as we have success in corporate America and we see those opportunities come our way, and a lot of our viewers out there in the mail that we get, a lot of them come from people that are trying to either make that transition to become an entrepreneur or more importantly to just start their own business, not thinking that they're an entrepreneur but believe that their skills can now translate. What's your advice to them?
um, Make sure that you set yourself up, you know, appropriately, right? You want to get your business registered, whatever you decide you're going to do. I mean, you want to set the groundwork foundation first so that you're prepared and protected, because if you're not prepared and you start, then that unpreparedness can resonate with who you're trying to do business with. Okay, whoever your customers might be. So you want to have the foundation laid, whether that's getting your business registered, like I said, whether you're going to do an LLC or a corporation, just understanding legally, a little bit where the groundwork is, what you need to do, set yourself up so you're ready. You don't have to take too long to do that. This is not something that takes forever. This can be done relatively quickly, but you want to think about it before you step out. You want to create the structure and say, okay, I'm ready. So when you get that first opportunity, you're prepared and you're not stumbling, whatever that looks like, whatever you're thinking about doing. Okay, even if you're thinking about something that's a product, you want to make sure you have what you need for the product. If it's a service, you want to make sure you're prepared to provide them with the information and the services that you're putting out there, whatever that is. So you want to get your resources together, get your foundation together, and then it will have to flush itself out. You're going to have the twists and turns. You're going to have the things you didn't expect. Everybody has those. But if you're prepared in advance and you're not just winging it, I hate to say that, but winging it can be detrimental. If you're not prepared, you could lose the business you're trying to acquire.
No, that makes perfect sense. So I think our viewers have gotten a great lens into not only the current environment in the corporate world, small and medium-sized private companies, with respect to some of the challenges that when they're sitting for an interview, the other side might not actually have everything together. And it's really important that the candidate understand and probably ask a few more questions that you shared on our show to get a better understanding of what a role may be. And for corporations, small and medium-sized businesses, public and private, there's some challenges out there that it sounds like you're helping a lot of people with. It's great to level set on some of this stuff, Kim, because in the end, a lot of times it's just unspoken. And as you said, where the pat answer is, sorry, Kenzie, you weren't a good fit. I mean, what does that do for? That doesn't really give anybody the ability to grow. It doesn't give anybody the ability to find themselves in a better position. And regardless of whether you're hiring a person, that company and those people in that position have a fiduciary responsibility to help those people to say, hey, here's a better idea for you. Here's some advice. And I really appreciate what you've shared with us today. Kenzie, it's been a great show, a lot of fun. Kim, we really
Thank you.
appreciate you joining us today, and
Thank
good
you.
luck with your show on Now Media. Hopefully, our viewers will tune into that after our show, and we greatly appreciate you having him. Kenzie, until next week, be good, and
Then.
we'll catch up soon. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks
Kenzie,
so
take
much.
care.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Kenzie. It was really enjoyable. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.